Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches to share with you from the brand Noodles Nail Polish. So first off, I was super stoked when Natalie emailed me. I've been a fan of Noodles for a long time. I love their Crelly formula. I purchase a lot. I've purchased from D-Stash. I do have quite a stash of Noodles. I just haven't gotten around to sharing them yet. So I'm really excited to go ahead and share this collection with you today. So this is their Spring 2019 collection. This will go on sale April 19th. In the description box below, I will link the Noodles Nail Polish site. I will link their Instagram page, and I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. So we have 6 Crellys to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Sweet Pea, and this is I want to call it a lilac, but it's not quite as purple as a lilac, and it's got silver, purple, and like a aqua glitter throughout it. So here's our first coat of Sweet Pea. And this covers really well here on this first coat. It is not completely opaque, so I am going to go in for a second coat. Formula on this is really good, really smooth, not too thick, not too thin, very easy Crelly to apply. You get a good amount of glitter out without having to do any fishing, swirling, or holding the bottle upside down. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application, you may need 3 coats of this. That's just kind of how the nature of Crellys go. This one is going to dry down dull and textured, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, and there are micro glitter in here, so it is going to be difficult to remove if you don't use a peel-off base coat. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Lilac Meadows, and this is a teal Crelly base, and it's got purple and silver glitter. So here's our first coat of Lilac Meadows. So this also covers pretty well here on this first coat, a little bit more sheer, a little bit more jelly than the last one. Formula on this is still really good, really smooth, easy to work with, no running, pulling, or staining on this one either. You also get a great amount of glitter out with, again, no fishing or swirling. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This one is also going to dry down dull and textured, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this one off as well, or a matte top coat, whatever floats your boat. This one is also jam-packed with glitter, so you will want a peel-off base coat or pure acetone when removing. So there is 2 coats. So up next we have Alfresco, and this is a cerulean blue, and it's jam-packed with gold and silver micro glitter. So here's our first coat of Alfresco. So this one is also pretty sheer here on this first coat. Formula on this, again, though, is very easy to work with. I am going to be repeating myself quite a bit. There are 6 Crellys here from one maker, so she does a pretty good standard formula on these Crellys, but they are very easy to work with, no running, pulling, or staining, and a ton of glitter out without any manipulation to get it out of the bottle, nor is there any manipulation to spread it across the nail. So this is completely opaque in 2 coats for me. Again, depending on your application, you may opt to go in for a 3rd coat. This is going to dry dull and textured, so a glossy top coat, and definitely a peel-off base coat or pure acetone for removal. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Spring Fling, and this is a lavender Crelly base full of blue micro glitter, and there are a couple different shades. Some are darker and some are lighter. They kind of range in the like aquamarine and turquoisey shades. So here's our first coat of Spring Fling. So again, this covers pretty well, nice and creamy, more on the opaque formula side of Crellys. You get a good amount of glitter out. They spread out nice and evenly. They are very easy to get them to go where you want them to go across the nail, and they don't take any effort to get out of the bottle either. So here's our second coat, and that does cover, again, completely in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application, you may want to go in for a 3rd coat. This is also going to dry down dull and textured, so you'll want a glossy top coat or a matte top coat to finish this off. And this is going to be pretty difficult to remove, so I would recommend a peel-off base coat or pure acetone for this. So there is 2 coats. So next we have Flower Child, and this is a warm toned mid purple Crelly, and it's got, instead of micro glitter like the rest of the collection, these are more like shard glitters. They're a little bit large for me to call them a flaky. So I would call them a shredded glitter, and then it does also have this green shimmer and a scattered hollow. So here's our first coat of Flower Child. Now this is the oddball of the collection. It doesn't have the glitter. It does have a more sheer, more jelly instead of crelly base. Formula on this though is still really good, really smooth, easy to work with. The base on this one definitely had to be more sheer. These little iridescent flecks, or larger glitters, whatever they may be, will not show up in a more opaque base. So this one definitely has to be on the more sheer side if you want to get that kind of unicorn appeal to it. So this one's building up in 2 coats. It's not completely opaque, so I am going to go in for a 3rd coat. This one is going to dry pretty textured because of everything that's in there. So you will want a glossy or a matte top coat to finish this off, but surprisingly nothing in here was too difficult to remove. It took a little bit of scrubbing, but it wasn't as difficult as say a micro glitter would be. So there is 3 coats. And lastly for today we have When Skies Are Gray, and this is a kind of concrete gray with a greeny undertone acrylic base, and then again it does have these blue and purple micro glitter. The blue that's in here is a lot less of a bright blue. It is more of a like kind of a little bit darker than a primary blue. No, okay, it's not darker, but it's not as bright as I would consider a primary blue. And here's our first coat of When Skies Are Gray. So this one's also pretty sheer here on this first coat. This one is also more in a jelly side of the crelly base. Formula on this though is again very smooth and easy to work with, no running or pulling or staining. I had no problems getting glitter out of the bottle, nor did I have problems manipulating them across the nail to get them to go where I want them to go. So this builds up well in 2 coats. It's not completely opaque. I can still make up my nail line, so I am going to go in for a 3rd coat, which I don't mind because through that jelly base I'm going to build up so much more of that blue glitter, and it looks absolutely beautiful and stormy on the nail, and I love it. So this one is completely opaque in 3 coats for me. You may be able to get away with a 2nd coat, 2 coats, but I would definitely recommend just going ahead and going for that 3rd coat. This one's going to also dry down dull and textured, so a glossy and or matte top coat to finish this off, and definitely a peel off base coat for the amount of glitter that you get. So there is 3 coats. So I have 2 favorites from this, the first one being Alfresco. I love this shade of blue, but I also really, really love the gold and the silver that are in here. There's a lot of it, so it really looks nice and like sandy almost on your nails. It's really, really beautiful. I feel like with even the photos it does it justice, but in real life it's much more beautiful. But my other favorite is When Skies Are Gray. I think the combination of like the blue, but some lights it's like lavender because they're metallic, in the gray base, straight up looks like a stormy sky, and I think it's really, really beautiful. I actually don't have anything like this. I was trying to think about it, like gray and blue is a pretty popular combination, but I have nothing like this. So When Skies Are Gray and Alfresco are my favorites from this collection. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.